Hey folks, it's Nathan from Nikon. With me is Dan from Nikon. You may recognize us from Nikon Canada's social media over the last couple years. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different.
The concept of today's video is Nathan and I are going to be participating in a sort of photographic challenge. We're going to be given the same subject matter, but randomly assigned Nikon bodies and lenses to shoot it with.
Today's challenge is portrait in a car. Like Dan said, we don't yet know the gear that we're going to be using to photograph the subject yet. I have it with me and we're both going to find out right now. Nikon Z7 II, and the lens that I have been randomly assigned is the Nikon Z180 to 600mm.
A Z8 and a 14 to 30 f4.
The Dan's very wide angle, and I have a telephoto lens, something that I would traditionally not have selected to photograph a portrait in a car, but we're gonna make it work.
I already have ideas.
We're outside now. Joining us today is Maddie. She's gonna be our model today. Say hi, Maddie. The car that we're gonna be photographing with is BMW 750e from PFAFF BMW. Dan's gonna go first, and he's with the car right now.
All right, Maddie, so I got the car set up for you here. I'm gonna start off shooting you inside the car, but we're gonna move really quickly. So I'm gonna have you kind of moving around, exploring the space. I think I'm gonna get you to come out of the window and kind of put your hands on like the edge of the window frame here to look out and kind of just look like almost like we're driving, like you're looking ahead of the car. I'm gonna try to take some photos and get a unique perspective this way. I want you to lie down, have your head like kind of against the back seat and the door frame a little bit. I'm gonna try to get these like over the top kind of shots. They're more, kind of more of a unique angle. There's definitely some bangers in there. You know, I'm honestly interested to see what Nathan's gonna do with that 180 to 600. It's gonna be an interesting challenge for him with the rain and having to shoot through the windows. He's up next, so let's see what happens.
All right, it's my turn. I'm gonna photograph Maddie using the 180 to 600mm lens. Let's go. My lens is a really, really long lens. What that means is I won't be in the car at all, okay? So I'm gonna have to be farther away. It's gonna be really tight. I'm gonna have you in each of the corners and we'll just kind of go through a couple poses there. The other thing that I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be using 2 light tubes. We had access to these. I don't know if Dan did it, probably not. He was probably like, I'm just gonna use natural light because I'm Dan. But we have access to these 2 lights, so I'm going to power these on and add some extra light in here as well. That's it. That's a wrap.
Well, it's been a few days since we actually recorded the earlier part of this video. Nathan and I have both had the opportunity now to upload our photos and edit them. Now we're just going to kind of review them together and go over what we thought was successful with our shoots and what wasn't.
So we're going to look at Dan's first. Dan, you have 3 images that you selected for your final. I only have 2.
Yeah, this is the one horizontal shot that I really like. Just trying to use the widening capabilities of the lens as much as I could. Not necessarily sticking to just inside the car, but kind of using the outside as well. Mm-hmm. The nice thing too with the fact that it was raining is you get a lot of this like water droplets texture all over the car. This one was something I had seen in inspo pics a lot of times for car shoots, which is kind of like more of a lying down, trying to get more of like a wider perspective with a vertical shot. I would have liked to have gotten a bit more of the actual car itself in the shot. I really liked the lighting. I thought it had an interesting vibe to it. Kind of more moody, more cinematic in a weird way. And this is another one. Again, essentially, she's still sitting in the same part of the car here, but I got her to lean forward and kind of use the front 2 seats of the car to frame her a little bit. This also allowed me to show more of the vehicle, which I wanted to do. Well, I really liked her facial expressions in this particular shot. I just like the lighting, the way that the light's reflecting off of her eyes, and pretty much her entire face here. Show me yours.
All right. So I only have 2, and this was my first shot right here. So it's a little bit more abstract, right? Shooting at like 180 to 600, you are a lot more limited. You can't be really inside the car. I moved farther away from the car and actually pushed in a little bit. I focused right in on the model's eyes.
This is through the steering wheel?
So this right here, on the left, that's actually the windshield.
Okay.
And then on the right, the 2 shadows there are the front seat.
Oh, okay.
So you're shooting right through the headrest right there.
Yeah,
right?
Gotcha.
I'll swipe over the next one. This was my original idea. to have her like underwater with the window half rolled down. I was leaning into the rain and the weather that we were experiencing, playing off of the orange interiors with their skin tones versus the cooler colors outside. I like the one eye. I would have liked to have both eyes. I think that could have made it a stronger image. I mean, hindsight is 2020. I should have taken, you know, one extra minute to actually make sure that I did get the shot that I wanted before moving to the next ones.
I like the idea.
Thanks.
So those are our photos, guys. Please let us know in the comments who you think did a better job in this particular case, whose photos resonated more with you, mine or Nathan's. Please let us know as well if you really enjoyed this video, if you'd like to see us do it again in a different location with different subject matter and obviously different equipment. I do want to thank Maddie for giving us a hand with this particular shoot. She came out and was a great model to photograph. Nathan, what about you? Do you have anyone to thank? Any extra comments to add?
Thank you to PFAFF BMW here, and also thank you to you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.